So 1 week into Battlefield 6 and already the evolving, always shifting conversation of balance has become a very key talking point in the community. Weapons, vehicles, maps, everything is the subject of balanced debate as of late, also including classes, which pivots us very nicely onto the star of the show for today's video, and what I consider right now to be the most useless class in the game. The Assault. Yes, more useless than the Recon, even if half of them sit up on the Operation Firestorm ridgelines, scoring a single kill per game. Yes, more useless than the Support, who will hardly revive his teammates. And yes, more useless than the Engineer, who refuses to repair your vehicle. The Assault, once one of the most prevalent roles in Battlefield games, especially on more infantry-focused maps, is now confidently at the bottom of the totem pole, and it's not even funny. And today, we need to talk about why that is the case and how to fix it. And no, it's not because of the, weapons being open, and it's not because the role is primarily aimed towards killing and therefore doesn't hold the ability to PTFO. It comes down to one gadget and one gadget only right now. The stim pen. Now, there's already a lot to unpack there, so give me a minute here, folks, and we'll work through this together. The Assault class in the Battlefield franchise has always held the role of being, well, the spearhead of the Battlefield ecosystem. The class is designed to break through strongholds, create new angles of attack, and basically be the king of the infantry world. And in the history of the franchise, this has also been achieved by giving the class a range of utility that also served both its role and supported the team more broadly. In Battlefield Bad Company 2, this was done by making the Assault class the ammo bearer, responsible for dropping supply crates and keeping allies up and running in the ammo front. In the Battlefield 3 and 4 era, this got shifted once again to making the Assault class the pseudo-medic, giving them medkits and defibrillators alongside their usual arsenal of grenade launchers and underbarrel shotguns. This meant that as the Assault class, you would need to decide whether you would rock underslung weapons or medical kits to keep your team rolling on the front line. Both meant that you were contributing to the team in one way or another and contributing as a front line sort of Assault player. Now in Battlefield 6, Battlefield Studios have really dialed in on the Assault class on being a frontliner from an aggression perspective and really taking the supportive element out of the class. All of the gadgets available to the Assault class here are all about drilling the opposition, creating new angles for your team or for you to exploit, and even redirecting the lines of battle with the redeploy beacon, which I actually thought was a really clever change to the game's gadget allocation. Without that redeploy beacon, good lord, the Assault class would feel even worse than what it is now. However, there is one very big problem that the Assault class now has with its implementation that really hampens its ability to achieve the role that it's been set out to do so, and that is some kind of self-sustainability. Now, I know that that's going to get the hairs on the back of a lot of people's necks standing upright here. Battlefield is a team game, no class should be a one-man army, all that fun stuff. And look guys, I agree wholeheartedly. The problem here is that despite the Assault class's current utility giving them some cool ability to push objectives, its key role of being a force on the front lines is currently outdone by another class in the roster due to one thing and one thing only: the ability to self-sustain themselves. And that other class is, of course, well, the support. You guys want to know right now why you're seeing a metric shit ton of supports in the game right now? And further to that, why you're seeing a metric shit ton of supports in the game right now that refuse to revive their teammates? It's because you have a ton of players that would otherwise be playing the Assault class playing support. Because despite the role of the Assault class being best fit to their playstyle, the support class actually affords them the ability to heal and resupply themselves at any point in time, which means that they can press objectives with a lot more certainty. And in a game like Battlefield, where chip explosive damage and chip bullet damage is everywhere, and being hit or suppressed demands a serious health regeneration delay, yeah, any class that doesn't let you maintain yourself in some way is going to be a lot less effective at being the infantry spearhead over the classes that can. And as we said before, that problem mainly sits with the current iteration of the stim pen right now. So this gadget in its current form right now essentially acts as a deterrent to any status effects that are applied to your character. So things like the flashbang or the concussion stun effect effects, they will be countered by this stim pen. The thermobatic grenade launcher that was prevalent in the open beta, this thing could also deny the slowdown effect that launcher would have on you. And this is the signature gadget for the assault class, so you always have it in your inventory no matter what. The problem here is that the benefits granted by the stim pen, a lot of the times, don't even come close to outweighing the cost that there is to using it. I believe the animation to use the stim pen sits at around about 3 seconds long, whereas the majority of the stun and flash effects in the game that are prevalent right now sit at approximately 2 seconds. So already, you're not really gaining much in this regard by using the stim pen versus just riding out the effect. But comparatively, on all other classes, you have signature gadgets that hold far more powerful, sometimes even passive benefits that still let you engage otherwise. With the support class, you're placing down that resupply bag and you're passively giving out a benefit to your team. For the recon, it's very similar. You place down the tugs, you're now passively spotting enemies in its radius. For the engineer, you whip out your engineer repair tool and suddenly you have changed the tide of a vehicular battle. With the assault class, the stim pen actively takes you out of combat for 3 seconds for maybe 2 seconds of mechanical benefit if you're lucky. The math isn't mathing, and it kind of sets itself up to be a bit more of a hindrance on the assault class rather than a benefit, which is, yes, seeing players gravitate to other classes to achieve what the assault class would otherwise be achieving. Which is where I'm going to drop my, what I expect to be, hot take as to how they fix this problem. And it's quite simple. Give the stim pen an ability to immediately kick off a healing regeneration on the class immediately, including when you're under suppression. Now again, I can see the comments coming from a mile away that will suggest that I'm trying to turn this game into COD or create one-man armies. We have to remember here, guys, that I'm not suggesting that the assault class suddenly become busted against vehicles or the ultimate intelligence collector or hold the ability to fortify an objective with a bunch of defensive gadgets. All I'm suggesting here is that we give the class's signature ability a minor improvement, which would continue to sit on a cooldown that allows them to achieve their intended role situationally on the battlefield. It's not something that's available 24/7. It's not something that's, gonna completely swing the role of the assault class to now be the most important class in the game. It simply gives the assault class that ability it needs to be good at its role. Ultimately, the very role of the assault class demands some degree of self-sustainability. I know people don't like to hear that, but in reality, that also means that the assault class can do its role better in contributing to the team of being the front liner. Just because the assault class is out there killing a whole lot of opponents and creating gaps in the objectives doesn't mean they're not PTFOing. They're still PTFOing and achieving the roles of the class in the context of the grander team dynamic. Having an ability to look after yourself with intervals between cooldowns is critical in ensuring that that role can be achieved. And to be clear, it also doesn't take the onus off of the support class to offer that more sustained healing and provide fast and efficient revives. That role is not taken away from the support by giving the assault some minor self-sustainability. Support bags laid out on the ground are still going to give assault classes the ability to go and heal on demand should their stim pen be down. And I think that's a really important delineation to make here as well. Anyway, folks, that is going to be today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation. It's our first, I think, real balanced chat that we've had about Battlefield 6 so far, so very much welcome your thoughts and your feedback on this. I plan on doing a lot more videos like this as issues arise. So yeah, be sure to backhand the like button if you enjoyed it, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing to stay up to date with all future content as well. It would be an absolute pleasure to welcome more of you to our very much growing community. Speaking of our growing community, come check out our Discord channel, linked in the description down below, guys. It'd be great to see you there too, as well as over on our Twitch streams, also linked down below. Once again, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. Peace out, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Take care, guys. Have a good one.